What's going on, guys? Got another project for you on the bench. It's right here. It's PSVR. Let's take a look at what it's doing. Alright, so this is the future. It is virtual reality. So cool. But as you can see, we're kind of floating in a circle. Yeah, the tracking's not working at all. So this is the dirty headset. This is the one that's got the person, well, no, different headband, I'm sorry. But yeah, lots of face gunk in here. Yummy. So what we're gonna do today is we're going to clean it out. And you're watching me on my new computer. So that motherboard works. The B650 Tomahawk Wi-Fi. I don't have the box on me. It's under my bed, but yeah, works good. It's got 16 gigs of RAM. I just grabbed 2 random sticks. Kind of caused me a little bit of an issue because they're mismatched, but it's working. It's stable. Got my 4070 Ti in there. Got a Ryzen, just the cheapest the cheapest processor with onboard graphics. The 8500G. It's the cheapest one I could find. It was $150 with a Wraith cooler. Brand new. Everything was brand new. The RAM sticks were brand new. And yeah, it all works. So I got the computer. I spent hours. I spent like close to 10 hours changing the case over. So I changed the layout. It was ATX, and then I flipped it, which was a pain in the ass because it's a Origin PC. Here, I'll show you guys. Give me 1 second. All right, so this is my PC. This is the Origin. Came out super long ago, about 2016. Awesome case though, really cool case, but it shows its age for sure. I mean, it's all plastic built. I gotta get this LED working eventually. It's a long story. I blew up the controller for it, but here's the inside. We have our NAS bay right here. So there's 5 drives. I have 3 of them populated, like 6 terabytes or something like that. So we got that. We have all these bays inside, which is pretty cool. Have some airflow here on the sides. But yeah, so that's my PC inside there. Let's see if we can get it in there for you guys real good. So there's my B650 Tomahawk Wi-Fi motherboard that I got off eBay for $30. It has the NVMe you see on the top. That's my 2 terabyte. And my RTX 4070 Ti that I fixed, a different one. And then the old power supply that came inside it. I rebuilt everything. I took the power supply apart, cleaned out the insides, brushed it out. I brushed out all the dirt in the case, all the dust. There's a lot of sawdust in there from when I put a hot plate inside my table. I just cut a hole inside my bedroom. But yeah, and then 8500G and the 16 gigs of RAM. But yeah, it's a nice PC case. Originally, everything was on the opposite side. So this window was on the other side. There was like a black plate on this side. And I took the entire case apart. You can mount this case 4 different ways. So you can do ATX, inverted ATX like I have it now. You can do ATX positioned vertically, where the motherboard goes up and down, all your ports come out the top here. Or you can do inverted ATX mounted vertically, where your ports come out the top. So 4 different ways to mount it. But yeah, it is a beast of a case. You have more room for fans and stuff down there. There's all kinds of stuff you can fit in the bottom. This was like the Rolls Royce of computer cases when it came out. And then my Wi-Fi adapter, because my old Gigabyte motherboard, basically none of the adapters worked. I couldn't get Wi-Fi working. I couldn't get Ethernet, all that stuff. Anyway, tangent aside, let's get back into this this headset here. So we got our VR headset. Actually, 1 second. Okay, so yeah, you can see obviously the headset's not moving. I think every axis still works. Yeah, all the range of movement still works, but it just moves on its own when it's stationary. So everything else works. The lenses work, the image, it displays an output. I don't know if you can see it. Might not be able to see it. I'm using a special driver that somebody developed. Forget the name of it. Give me 1 second here. So it's called Hi-Fri, and Hi-Fri is the name of the driver. So it's pretty cool because I don't have the controllers, so I just wanted to use the headset without the controllers. It was $16 to buy the drivers, the Hi-Fri like driver package, but it uses a ton of headsets, and basically you can just set it up as a headset standalone. You don't need the stupid PlayStation VR controllers. If you use the PlayStation app, you have to pay, you know, another $100 for the controllers, where you can just get a headset like I did. You know, this one was $40. This also had the bad USB, so this one was pretty banged up. But yeah, so we got two headsets. The other one, let me show you. I'll be right back. All right, so this one cuts out. This one cuts out. So this one works just fine. There's nothing wrong with it, except for it just randomly turns off. So we're gonna take both of these two headsets apart, and we're gonna crack into them and see if we can fix them. And this is Blue. This is our new repair dog. He's gonna be helping us today. What's up, Blue? What you doing, buddy? Hi. Hi, pup. Being a good boy. My landlord brought him home. I guess the owner didn't want him, couldn't take care of him. He's a blue nose pit bull mixed with hound dog. He's got the shortest legs. Look at his legs. They bend in backwards. Anyway, this is Blue. Everybody say hi. So he'll be whining in the background while we're doing our repairs. All right, so enough of that. How do we tear apart the headset? Well, for anybody that doesn't know, the PSVR2 has a detachable cable. It is part of the headband, so unfortunately, if you want to replace the cable, you have to replace the entire headband assembly here. You can get it out without replacing the headband, but it's a pain in the ass, and I don't think they just sell the cable by itself. So how do we remove the headset? So you got a little button here. This is your little adjustment button to you know, pull it away from the face and you know, push it towards your face. So we engage this, and then if we flip it underneath, you'll see, it's kind of hard to see, but there's a little plastic tab right here that I'm pushing on. Cable's kind of in the way, but you push that little tab, and then at the same time you push down on this, and you can pull it forward and disengage the headset. Now there's two connectors. So this is the Oculink connector here, and then we have a like a 2.5 millimeter, I think it is, headphone jack. Yeah, 2.5. So this is for the headphones, and this is for the Oculink. So now your headband is free. So if you wanted to, you know, if your headset's damaged, you can replace it by popping another one on there. It's pretty much the reverse. You just plug in the connectors. You don't really need to push on this, I don't think. Let me see. Pretty sure you just put it on there. Okay, yeah, you just push it on, and then you can engage the button to seat it fully. But yeah, there's a little tab on the bottom, and then you just push the button and you pull the headset off. As far as the eye gasket goes, you can just pull it off. You just got to be a little gentle. There are little hooks here on the headset itself. It's a little hard to see. Let me zoom in real quick since we don't have the whole headset in frame. So if you see here, I don't know if you can see it on camera, but you have little hooks, little plastic hooks right there. Let's see if I can make this brighter. There we go. And essentially you just unhook it from all the hooks. There's a couple little tabs, like a little I don't know how to explain it, a little plug right there in the rubber that seats into the plastic housing, and you just go around. Luckily, Sony made this headset super easy to clean and maintain, although I'm sure a lot of people don't clean it. They probably just wipe it down with a cloth and that's it. But also because it's silicone rubber, it's easily washable, so that's another cool thing. All right, so now we got our disgusting little face piece here. We can throw that off to the side and wash it. Now we have hex head screws, or star bit, whatever you want to call them. We have a bunch around the perimeter here. So we got 1, 2, 3, what is it, 4, 5. I think that's it. Yeah, for the inside. There are a couple pieces that can be snapped off or just snapped up, I guess. So this white plastic piece here, I'm pretty sure. Let me just check real quick, because I know some of this snaps apart pretty easily. At least it did on my other headset. Let me fiddle around with this real quick and then I'll get back to you guys. Okay, so the 5 screws along the perimeter, just get rid of this little face shield here. This just inserts into these little tabs here at the bottom. So once you get all the screws out, you just pull back to the right and pull up. And that's how you get this out. So not hard, just don't pull straight up. You pull out to the side and they unscrew that way, or unplug that way. Okay, there we go. I found it. All right. So the easiest way to get the headset apart is to pull by these little air vents here. This is where the fan pulls in air or exhausts air. You can pull up on these edges slightly. Just kind of push in with your plastic pry tool and pull up, and you can start unsnapping it. This plastic is very soft, so it's very easily marred. So you don't, obviously, you know, if you're working on these, you don't want to leave a bunch of signs of intrusion. You know, you don't want it to look all crappy and stuff. So just be careful with your plastic tools here. I don't recommend using pointy edge tools, but yeah, because I'm marring it up right there. I have 2 of these, so I mean, I'm not like super upset if I kind of screw one up a little bit. Come on, bitch. All right, let me work at this a little bit more and then I'll get back to you guys real quick. Okay, there we go. It's a pain in the butt. You just gotta, it's easier to bust both sides loose, and then you see there's like these little tabs, and then you can kind of pull it straight away from the frame here. But yeah, you just got to get it started, which is like the biggest pain. They definitely fit their plastic together very well. And it's very, I mean, they do it on purpose to keep the headset lightweight. The thicker the plastic, the more the weight adds up. And this is a very big and bulky headset as is. So to keep the weight as minimal as possible, they made it out of just the thinnest plastic imaginable. I mean, it's super, super thin plastic. It's molded very well. But yeah, you can see there's a lot of snaps. So you got, what 6 on the top there, 2 more on each side. So 2 more on this side, 2 more on this side right here, 4 across the top. That's the easiest way to get in, is right where those fan vents are. So you see where the air comes in. It's easiest to start right there and then work your way around the top. And what you're left with is this. So this is the headset minus the inside piece. I have a couple screws floating around in there when I was taking out the little face shield portion. hoping I can get it out. But yeah, so anyway, you'll be met with some screws here. Let me just try to focus in a little bit. Let me tap the focus. There we go. So we have a screw head here, here, and then we have 2 on the bottom, 2 more right here. So I'm going to work all these screws out and then I will get back to you. And the so just for reference, the star bit size for the screws in the back, like in this little face shield here, I believe it's a T3. This bit doesn't actually have a marking. Doesn't actually have a marking on it. But I think it's like a T3. It's very close to a T4. And then the Phillips head is a PH00. So PH00. And then I think it's either a T3 or somewhere around a T4, because this T4 barely fits. So I don't know, it says S2 T4. So just to let you guys know, if anybody needs to take one of these apart, you're going to need a Phillips head 00. And just as a point of reference, whenever you're putting these back together, silver screws go on the top where the vents are, black screws go on the bottom where the buttons are. So after all the screws are removed from the headset, you have these 2 clips on the bottom where the buttons are, and that will allow you to begin pulling the faceplate off. All right, so there's our face shield, relatively intact. These are like the little guiding posts, so you see each one has its own little like mouth there. This one looks a little bunged up. Wonder how that happened. But yeah, so maybe that was when I was pulling on it. Like I said, it's very, very brittle plastic. So these are the insides. Let me just do it right side up for you guys. So we have this gasket material. This just seals the airflow. This is the fan. This cools the SoC underneath. We have a NAND chip or some kind of memory chip here. We also have, it looks like some sort of piece of plastic covering something, one of our connectors. We have a little, I think that's a time of flight sensor or some kind of sensor underneath there. I'm not sure exactly. We have our 4 cameras, so our quad or dual stereo vision cameras here for the headset tracking. And yeah, not too much to it. A little bit of dirt inside. You get a little speaker on the bottom there, 2 buttons. There are a ring of infrared LEDs around the whatever you call them, Fresnel lenses, or Fresnel lenses. So these LEDs, they blast infrared into the eye and illuminate the pupil and the surrounding tissue or whatever. And there is an actual like infrared sensor that is up, I think it's right here underneath these blocks, but it gets reflected off of, I think there's like a diagonal mirror. So the screens are flat behind here. There's a diagonal mirror. Holy moly, he just dropped a huge bone right in front of me. But yeah, and it blasts the reflection of the pupils up into these sensors here, and that's what tracks the eyeballs, and it all gets processed through the SoC. So quite the marvel of engineering. We have these 2 screws here. Same thing, Phillips head 00. They got these big washers on them. I'm just going to start by pulling this off real quick. This holds 2 of our stereo vision cameras, the ones on the bottom. And what you need to do is unseat the 2 ribbon connectors and slide them out. Just be careful because there are passive components on the board. So this is our little stereo vision board here. We have another ribbon cable for our, I believe it's got to be some kind of like time of flight sensor. And so you see this is our assembly here. So we'll just take that off. We'll put our screws right next to it. Speaking of screw. What is that? Okay, that's our 5th screw. Now that reveals the button assembly on the bottom. This is super janky to get in and out. It's very annoying. So you have a little 2-pin connector here, and we have a ribbon connector here on the side for the I think it's like a pairing button or something. This you need to pull up and pull out at the same time to like get it out, but you feel like you're gonna break it every time, but it's got this like snap here. It's like a bread tie looking thing. But yeah, just pull up and out at the same time, and then you can get it out. To get it back in, it's kind of a pain in the butt, but you'll see what I mean. If you ever take one of these apart, this is always like super dinky, kind of weird process. Next, let me see what I want to attack next. I will go ahead and remove this fan assembly, since this is looking to be pretty easy. There is one screw that is underneath the fan, so we need to remove the fan first before we can get to the screw that's underneath the fan holding this whole like vent shroud assembly. So I'll just pull that off, and then you see our one screw right there. So go ahead and take our one screw out. That also holds on the heat sink for the SoC. So this is our SoC under here, and our RAM. And I'm just going to go ahead and put that back in just for now. And I'm going to take the fan, and I'm going to put the screws back in the fan. So a good practice, and yeah, it takes longer, not very much so, but if you want to hang on to screws and not lose them and know exactly where they go without using like a little grid, like a map like this, just put them back in and give them like 2 or 3 turns. Just put them back in whatever thing they came out of. It's super easy, and you'll never lose a screw that way if you do that. Sorry, if you see me itching my nose, it's because there's dog hair and dander and stuff in here from this dog. Now our 2 cameras up top, you have 2 screws on either side. So I'm going to remove those screws and take the cameras off. All right, so once you take the 2 screws off the corners, you can go ahead and remove these lenses, these cameras with these ribbon assemblies. The easiest thing to do, and just remember there are a couple hooks on the bottom here, so make sure the cable's not hooked into those. But the easiest thing to do is just to pull these tabs up on the connectors and just pull them out and take the whole assemblies. This is the easiest way to do it, because then when you go to put them back in, all you do is you just sit them like that. You don't have to remove these from the cameras, so just put those off to the side, and this is pretty much what you're left with. So we have another board up here, I'm not sure, or another ribbon cable I should say. I'm not sure. Oh, okay, so that one goes towards, this is like a proximity sensor that just lets the headset know that your face is up against the mask or the goggles. So we can go ahead and unplug it, but we can't get to it just yet. That will take a little bit to get to, but we can at least get it out of our way. Then we have another connector here. This is for the audio jack. So this connector that wraps around to the PCB. You can do it either way you want. You can either just, pull it off of the PCB, or if you want, you can, unroute it and pull it off of the little daughter board that's in there. Not a big deal. And yeah, so here is our PCB. Let's go ahead and I'll just flip up our connectors here real quick. And we're going to pull these out. We have 4 screws, sorry. So we got a screw right here, screw right there, screw right there, and screw right there. And that should be all that's holding down our SoC. Okay, so these are all the parts that make up our PSVR. I'm not going to dig into the optical assembly, because I mean, I could do it, but it is a lot of work to tear down, and most likely would be destructive in nature. There are no sensors in here really, except for the proximity sensor there, and that's about it. Everything else in here is just plastic and the panels. So we'll put this off to the side real quick. And now the behavior that it was exhibiting is definitely a result of a faulty sensor, some kind of faulty sensor. My guess is it has something to do with this. I believe it's a time of flight sensor. Let's look it up real quick. So I'm gonna break out my microscope and we're gonna look this part up. I looked at the PCB, the SoC PCB, pretty thoroughly, and there are no signs of liquid damage in this headset. As nasty as it was on the outside, no moisture ever creeped in, so that's a really good sign. So what we'll do is I'm gonna look up this part real quick. I'll grab the microscope so y'all can see it, and we'll see exactly what this is. My bet is it's a time of flight sensor. Okay, so it looks like we got I don't know, it's like I4608, and then we have T55AB12251. So let me go ahead and see if I can cross-reference this and find out exactly what this is. All right, guys, I had a dog and his name was Bingo. Right there, 5 pieces, LGA 14, so land grid array, IMU, I don't know what IMU is, but 6-axis IMU motion tracking. So that's what that is. There are replacements, so probably get them for a better price, but $12, 5 pieces. Must be something that goes bad, like occasionally. But yeah, so that's what our little doodad here is. And we'll just I don't know, take it off of our other one. Oh, that camera's frozen. Anyway, all right, so let's take apart another headset and then we will replace this little doodad dangly doo-doo. Okay, round 2. I don't know if I'll this headset looks nicer. I think I might just put the SoC board on this headset. I'm gonna sneak a peek real quick and see which one I like better, see which one has nicer plastics, and then I'm just going to use that one. And no, it'll be a hodgepodge of parts, but we'll figure something out. Just for anybody that didn't see, I'm just gonna go through the whole disassembly real quick for you guys. I already skipped the screws. I mean, you guys know how to do that, but I'm gonna do the whole plastic snapping thing on camera just so you guys can see. And just as a reminder, black screws on the bottom, white screws on top. Or silver screws on top, I should say. Boy, yeah, we got some gunk on this one. We got some gunk on both of these ribbon cables here. Not sure if this comes off or not. That test point is oxidized. There is definite corrosion on this. All right. Let's pull this off first. It's always easier to start with the front and our 6-axis gyro thingy. Let's unsnip our camera modules. Pull out our flex cables. All right, and then we can pull up on this. Pull up on our ribbon cable and that. All right, beautiful. That's the part we need. Okay, real quick. I think I just spotted why our other headset here is turning off on its own. So let's get into the microscope real quick and we'll take a look. All right, so let's just focus in here. Boom, look at that. Yummy. So this is all over little bits and pieces of this headset. So obviously this got like, you know, thrown down on the floor, fell on the floor or something, and, you know, sweat from inside the headset went and splatted, because you can see little like splat marks. This side looks good. Is there anything else? Yeah, and then you can see, let me just see if I can focus in here real quick. So these are the ribbon cables that go towards the cameras, you know, for location tracking, and both sides have corrosion on them. Not enough. You can see it just starting to seep in, but it's not close enough to get to the data lines. So right here you have data lines, so you see those. So you can see the corrosion is just creeping in, but this area right next to it is sealed. So we should still be okay, but we do have some cleaning ahead of us that we need to do. So this is the side that's got it pretty bad right here. So I'm going to go ahead and begin the disassembly of this headset, and we'll clean some parts, and then we'll mash a bunch of parts together, and hopefully we got a working headset. All right, so I just swapped SoCs. So this is the one that just came out of this headset. This is the one that had the cameras with the corrosion and stuff on them. So I'm just going to put that off to the side. This is the one that came out of the one that does all the funky stuff. And I'm just going to put the connectors in. Kind of do this real time for you guys. Pop in our LVDS / driver cables for our displays. So these bottom cables here, these are for the eyeball, for the tracking, for the eye tracking, and the ones on the sides here, these are for our display panels. I don't know if it's, I think they're OLEDs. I'm pretty sure they're OLEDs. All right, so we get that in. Then we got our little connector up here. This is for our proximity sensor. Let's plug that in real quick. And then let's, we'll begin screwing it together. All right, so I just discovered something. This looks like they used a revised sensor. Maybe it's the same sensor, but different model or something. I don't know. This one's got the same number up top. So I4608, but then totally different numbers underneath that. R14812244. So I don't know. It looks like the same exact chip. That might just be like a serial number or some kind of identifier. I don't know, we'll see. All right, guys. So this is doggo number 2. This is Capone. He's some sort of pit bull mutt. Capone, what are you doing? What are you doing, huh? He's getting old. You can see he's got a lot of gray hair, but that's doggo number 2. So he's a good boy. He's just old. See you, dude. All right, back to headset. So I got everything put together. I just need to put the 2 screws on here, but we got all the cameras in. We got the other 6-axis, gyro, whatever the hell sensor. We got that put in. Fucking chair keeps going down on me. That sounded weird. But yeah, so we got everything together. Got the PCB in from the other headset. Also used the ribbon cables from the other headset, the other sensor from the other headset, and it's pretty much everything else is from the other headset except for the optics. These just looked a little bit in better condition to me. I guess these lenses, they scratch kind of easily, and these just look like they're in a lot nicer conditions. Other than the sweat, the corrosion that was inside, this headset was in better condition, so we're just gonna stick with this one. We're gonna run with what we got here. And so I'm gonna put these screws in real quick. I'm not gonna completely put the headset back together. I'm just gonna get it back together enough that I can pop it on the headband, and then we're gonna test it out again and see if it works. All right, so we got our futuristic cyberpunk VR headset that I might actually just leave it like this. I think I might just leave it like this. That would be pretty cool. Just have my headset. Dude, that would be so sick. Yeah, somebody needs to make... Oh my god. Somebody needs to make a clear shell for the PSVR. Somebody needs to make a clear plastic. Please, for the love of God, somebody scan the parts and make a clear plastic shell for the PSVR. Dude, how dope would it be to walk around looking like this? Dude, that would be sick. Come on. That would be... Dude, look at that. I mean, that's like the most fucking cyberpunk thing I've ever seen. If you... Here, let me focus my camera. My stupid ass camera. Look at that thing. Like, if you were walking around, at your buddy's house or whatever, at your house, you're like in VR, and you just had this headset on with fucking red light. Well, I mean, it turns white, but... Dude, look, I'm a fucking machine, bro. Is that too many F words in a row? But yeah, I'm a machine, dude. Like, I gotta put this on. Come on, you gotta see this. This is... Well, I'm gonna pause real quick, and then I'll come back to you guys with my my... Alright, guys. How do I look? Be honest. What do you think? Does it... Oh, shit. Does it work? Am I cyberpunk? Am I in the cyberpunk? I mean, it feels pretty much the same. It's a little less comfortable not having the shell on, because this stupid thing's hitting my nose right there. But, I mean, I'm more machine than man right now, so... I don't know. I think that's pretty cool, dude. Anyway, let's see if we fixed it. Let me pause real quick. Alright, guys, you ready? You ready to see what we got? Alright, so we got this. Yeah, I'm just gonna put the fucking headset back on. Yeah, you guys will see me in VR. I'll be in there. You ready to see what I see? Alright. Here we go. Did we fix it? I think we fixed it. Oh yeah, yeah, dude. Y'all done. Y'all did. I'm in the Matrix. I'm in the Matrix. You know what? Hold on. Yeah. Let me grab my controller real quick. Alright, guys. You want to play with me? Let's go. Let's go. Alright. Yes, sir. I'm in the Matrix. I can do anything. I can subscribe to stuff. I can play games. Ooh, pools. No, I don't wanna. Am I? Well, I don't know. Oh, there's some people there. Yeah, dude. This is pretty sick. I can see out in the woods. I see a tree right in front of me. Like, literally right in front of me. So yeah, bro, this is cool. So it is fixed. It works just fine. I mean, you can see we got our 6 degrees of freedom. Headset working good. We are in VR. Looking behind me. I don't even need to center it really. Well, I mean, you can recenter your position when you're inside VR, but yeah, dude, it's pretty dope. It's pretty sick. So anyway, I'm gonna fix my hair, get my hat back on here, and get back into focus. But yeah, so we did it. So PSVR solved. What was our issue? Our issue was the 6 degrees of freedom little sensor that we replaced here. Let me just show you guys again real quick. So this was the little bugger that was screwing us up. So yeah, I'll probably order another one of these, and I won't do it on camera, but we'll also take care of, where are they at? Yeah, we'll take care of this mess right here. Let me see if I can show you guys. Yeah, so we'll take care of this. I'm gonna go ahead and get some vinegar, and we'll go ahead and clean this up, and we'll try to get ourselves a second working headset. Now that headset also has a problem with the USB cable, so I'm gonna have to cut it open and fix it. If you guys want to see another video of me fixing the other PSVR2 headset, let me know. If not, that's fine. I'll stop it right here. I got plenty of other projects to work on. But if you like the video, please give it a like. If you are not already subscribed, please subscribe to the channel. I just hit 100 subscribers. Yeah, I mean, you let me know. You got anything that you want me to fix? Any special requests? You got broken shit you want to send me? I'll fix it. Send it back to you. Let me know. I'm not opposed to anything really. Yeah, just let me know. So anyway, guys, I will catch you later. Peace.